A 1, 2, 3 clap seems an appropriate way to start off this week's episode of Hey Buddy Nice Podcast. No, wait. No, that's not what this is, but it definitely gets my mind in the mood for it. This is Big Sexy Digital Nomad. We are blurring the lines of two podcasts, not only in thought, but in person today, because in our virtual studio here, we have the other half of that great podcast from across the pond. But of course, we've got Big Sexy, your digital nomad.
Hey, what's up? What's happening? How's it going? And of course, with the fine introduction there was Judgmentalist.
I almost half-timed that outright, completely on the fly.
Almost, yes.
But still never fully mentioned who we have here with us. So,
right.
Hello to Brogan, the other half of Hey Buddy Nice Podcast, the podcast I almost accidentally pretended to act like I was on here.
I was going to say, Wayne, you're sounding very not Australian today.
Oh, yeah. Greatest accent challenge ever. Just nailed it. With that American accent. So, this is going to seem kind of weird because chronologically for us, we are recording this right after the episode where we had Wayne drop us some external monologue, and we used that as kind of a motivation or inspiration for the name of the episode, but we're banking this episode, so it's really not going to come out right after. So not confusing for us, maybe confusing for you. So if you want to know that connection, hey, maybe this is just, me getting people to listen to old episodes. Go back to episode 15. Hey
Buddy Nice DPS?
3DS charger.
3DS charger.
Yes.
Yes. 3DS charger. And once you listen to the episode, you'll understand the context of that.
At least as much as anybody can understand what that context is.
Right.
So
good morning. Hello. Good afternoon. Good evening. Whatever it is, wherever you are.
We've got all three because for Big Sexy, it's morning. For me, it's just a little past noon. And for Brogan, it is absolutely evening. So
yeah,
but what time is it where you are?
Good afternoon and good night.
5:45. I have done a full day's work, and now I'm here.
Wow, time is stupid. I always say that. That's gonna be that's gonna be the epitaph on my tombstone. Here lies Big Sexy. Time is stupid.
Well, as we know, physicists are saying that time does not exist.
Yes, I concur.
Are these physicists named Paul Mattingly?
They are. How did you know?
There are definitely arguments both ways, because as I was tracking yesterday, that package that I mentioned to you, it was in Japan yesterday on Thursday, yet today is Thursday for me. So
right.
A little magical.
He was in Japan on Thursday. It's going to arrive to you on Thursday. So same day air.
Same day air, exactly. I saw something. This is totally off topic and not what we wanted to talk about, but there's some sort of around New Year's, you could take a flight. I want to say from Singapore to LA, and get there the day before you left.
Something like that. I know there's like or I think there's if the high speed supersonic jet or whatever, if you're in that, it travels fast enough that you can essentially time jump.
I mean, all I did was what most members of the U.S. Congress do, and just read the headline. I did not read the full article. But that's where I got my info from. So do your own research.
Speaking of packages, Brogan, did you get mine?
I haven't yet, but our post is notoriously shite. I'm assuming I'm allowed to swear on this podcast.
Oh, please do. We're all friends here.
And I don't even know if shite counts as a swear word. So
no. Let's start off clean.
Right.
Somewhere.
Right.
Somewhere.
Yeah. At some point in time when there's reached certain airwaves, oh my goodness, she said shite.
Oh, my
Good
favorite
stuff.
thing. I think that you guys mentioned on your podcast a couple of weeks ago about an episode, I think it's on Disney Plus, of some animated Spider-Man show where the episode title, and help me out with this, is oh gosh, it's
Gobby on Ice.
Gobby on Ice. So it's about like the Green Goblin. The episode's called Gobby on Ice, which to us Americans is completely benign, but to Australians it means is it a like a hooker on methamphetamines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Gobby episodes as well, which looking back, it's like, oh my god.
That's hilarious. That's
But to us,
absolutely wonderful. God, I love language.
even as bad for us. Well, not quite as bad, but in the UK, gob is when somebody
Comes, jizz.
No, it's
sperm.
the you know where you snip
snot.
it right up and then spit it out. It's that.
Oh, like a
That was
loogie.
like sucking in a loogie. Yeah, loogie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Call that
loogie,
loogie
that's-
here in the States. Yes.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah,
You
it's
got
all
solidified
disgusting.
snot. Yeah.
Great cultural exchange to literally bridge these two podcasts, right?
That's right.
So what we really brought you on for, Brogan, is it's been too long since we've kind of mentioned each other and each other's podcasts on each other's podcasts, but having you on as a guest. But you have not only done a bit of traveling within the past year, but you are doing a little bit more this upcoming year.
I am. Yeah.
We are the #1 travel podcast within the Scoop community.
Probably accurate.
No, I've been thinking about that. What do we call ourselves? We're the #1. We're definitely not the #1 travel podcast, but we are a travel comedy pod. We're the #1 travel comedy podcast within the Scoop community.
The #1 digital nomad.
The
Podcast.
#1 digital nomad podcast within the Scoop community.
That may not be accurate, as I learned. Oh, within the Scoop community, as long as you keep qualifying
See?
it within
See?
the Scoop.
It's all
community,
about
right.
qualifications.
Right.
I've
Yes.
learned to reach those titles. It's all about qualifications or unique obscurities.
Yeah, look, I thought for a moment earlier on that we were going to be like the #1 time travel podcast, and then I typed that into Google,
no,
and I was like,
no,
"Oh shit! There are pages and pages and pages. This is like Mount Everest that we'd have to climb to get to #1."
Yeah, no. We're not going to be the #1 of any generic subject matter podcast, right? Like the boys hit the #1 Tapestry podcast, right, and then they hit the #1 Steve Winwood podcast.
About Steve Winwood.
Podcasting about Steve Winwood. Even they forgot about Steve Winwood.
Just stay away from the license plate and traffic talk, because that's
That's your
something
field.
I send
That's
that to
your
you.
field. Yeah.
I tagged you guys in a picture of my license plate on, I think, Instagram some time ago. I don't know how this became available, but you know what? I'm just going to resend it to you. So if you want to know about my license plate, go listen to a future episode of Hey Buddy Nice Podcast, because I don't want to encroach at all with any license plate talk other than a teaser to basically advertise for their podcast.
Oh, there you go. We'll do that. And I'll also send you a photo of my license plate, which is also personalized.
Ooh.
So you guys can discuss it there.
And now, some people, since we're just going to keep cross-pollinating some podcasts here, who look
This
like
is incest. This is very incestual right now, and I love it.
some time ago, I thought that our boys over at Two Characters and a Clown were trying to encroach on your territory, because they were talking about license plates that I guess in Nevada, when you submit something to the DMV or whatever it's called there, to get a personalized license plate, they actually have to approve it. I'm pretty sure that
that's accurate.
the process here in Maryland is I type it in to the system, and as I'm doing it, it's going to tell me whether it's available or not, and then I pay for it, and then they send it to me. So I have this 1990. God, we can't talk about this here, but we will. I have this 1998 Jeep Wrangler that's just like this, tooling around beater vehicle that I bought, a couple years ago, just for taking the top off and drive it around. And I want nothing more than to try to get the 310 HSSA on it.
You absolutely should.
Absolutely should.
It's just a matter of I got to pull because I have to pull the title so that I can get the title number or the registration. Or what it's there's a
So
couple.
in other
steps
words,
to the
there's work
process.
you got to do, and you're not trying to do any work right
And
now.
it's not heavy lifting, but it's still something I physically have to do. There's more than one step to the process. So
It takes effort, and any kind of effort is bad, as we know.
Yeah.
it's I don't mind. In fact, I like doing things for other people, but this is a little too, like the only thing that somebody's going to get is like a chuckle for a minute if I'm successful in it. So is that
Yeah,
worth
but
it
so
versus-
many people on the road are going to get those chuckles. You're
You know what?
providing a service to society.
This is a community service. I am sold. I am going to pull the reds this afternoon and see if I can't make this happen. So
And if you don't submit that to Hey Buddy Nice podcast, then I will be very, very cross.
well, I'll send you the other one to make sure that you have that for a future episode. But so let's talk. I mean, you just went to Vegas last year, correct? It was Wayne that did a bunch of tooling around to other places.
Yeah. So
Was that your first trip to the Americas?
I'd been to New York in 2010 for a family holiday, but I think that was the last holiday I had before Vegas, like at all. So first time traveling in a long time, first time to Vegas, first time traveling on my own as well. So
Okay.
that was bizarre. It's a weird place. It's a great place, but it's a weird place.
Vegas or the U.S.? I mean, arguments can be made for both.
Yes.
Definitely both. I meant Vegas, but thinking back, yeah, both.
What did you find weirdest about Vegas?
I think Vegas was... Nothing does Vegas justice on how big it is. Because I remember you saying that people think Vegas is the Strip and downtown. And like 7 miles of Vegas. And it's not.
Right.
And you're
Right.
so right. And everywhere looks closer than it actually is.
Yeah,
Like-
because even the I always famous say even the Strip, like people underestimate 5 miles because the number 5 sounds so short.
Yeah.
But then you add the word miles to it, especially if you're coming from the UK, which things are in kilometers. Doing that mathematical transition, isn't great. But 5 miles initially doesn't sound that far until you actually have to stroll it.
Yeah.
And you're like, Jesus, I've been walking for the past 30 minutes and I'm still in the same freaking casino. And I'm one of, 24.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
because it's not even reading the actual distance. If you look at it on Google Maps, it actually looks like a tiny distance, and then you read like 3 hours to walk this, and you're like, that's not going to take 3 hours. Like, I think it must have been my second or third day there. Must have been the Sunday because I ended up meeting Wayne. But I decided that I was going to start at the Strat and walk the length of the Strip.
To Mandalay Bay.
Yeah. I think, how far did I get? Mirage. I got as far as the Mirage.
So basically the beginning.
No, she made it about halfway.
Well, I
made it
mean,
halfway.
but you went through the huge gap, so you passed what? Circus, and then
Yeah,
No. Oh, yes.
yeah.
That was terrifying. There's nothing out there.
Yeah, you went through
Yeah.
the gap of nothing.
Yeah, you went, yeah.
I genuinely, I was like...
You might have made it
is
further
what
had
this
you started
Strip?
the other way. Yes.
So yes, I made it as far as the Mirage, and then got a message from RJ saying, "Oh, do you want to meet for breakfast?" I was like, "Great, I'll get an Uber." Got in the Uber, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've left." Okay, thanks, RJ.
Oh,
So I got the
God damn you, RJ.
exactly.
Because you're out of country, so you're what? Set up in such a way that you're getting messages as you connect to Wi-Fi, correct?
I
did-
think
or-
I was still using like 3G and stuff because the way that my contract works is I've got so much data banked that I just keep adding it onto that. So it's not costing me any extra, thankfully. But yeah, it was on like Twitter and stuff. I was like, for God's sake, RJ. It's like, fine, okay. got an Uber from there to Planet Hollywood, and I suffered. When I say I suffered for the rest of the 2 weeks, I suffered. My feet did not heal. I was not able to change shoes for the time I was there. I wore these shite shoes that so comfy, but Jesus Christ, I was like, I could have looked so much smarter going up on stage with Piff. Damn it!
Yeah, you definitely want comfortable shoes if you come to Vegas and you don't plan to Uber ever. Even if you do plan to Uber anywhere, because just getting to, like, let's say you're going to a major casino, just getting from wherever they drop you off. Some of them aren't lucky enough to drop you off in the middle of right in the lobby area, right at the beginning. No, they take you around like either Planet Hollywood or Mandalay Bay. They drop you off near the shops or near, and you still got to walk another half mile to get to the actual casino or a restaurant you want to go to. Like, it's not as, easy peasy, simple, strolling as people assume when they come here. Yeah, it's always hilarious.
I spent a lot of time very lost, just wandering about, like, I don't know where I am. And then Wayne and Kez were like, let's go somewhere. And I'm like, we don't know where we are. We don't know. Googling, like, where can an Uber pick us up? Like, trying to match the pictures on the wall.
That's hilarious. Now, how was the flight over? Like, what airline do you take to come in from Scotland to Vegas?
So I have to take 2 flights. So I get a flight down to London and a flight from there. I can go straight to Vegas, but it's British Airways, which are quite good. But it's been a while since I've done a long haul flight. So the one down to London is fine because there's like no classes or anything. It's like an hour and a half. So you're on, you're up, you're off. Coming to Vegas, I think I had maybe a 3-hour layover. They had to get on this plane. So I'd been up a long time at this point. Got on the plane. And obviously you start at the front, you're like, oh, these seats are nice. Okay, these are okay. Walk to the back. This is where I'm sitting? Oh, jeez. Like, Google it, like, on the plane, we haven't even taken off. Can I upgrade my flight back? Because it was hard going. It's a 10-hour flight. So and I didn't eat the whole time because I don't like airplane food. So I just tried to sleep the whole time.
And you didn't bring any of your own food?
I think I had snacks, but like maybe a Snickers or something. And I'd bought chocolate for the boys as well. And so I had that in my bag and I was like, I can't eat that, it's for Matt. But yeah, I thought I'll just try and sleep the whole time. Which didn't work out. So I was awake for the full 10 hours.
Oh, ooh,
yeah.
That's fucking.
That was super fun. And then the getting off the plane at the passport control thing was just horrendous because my visa hadn't gone on my passport. So a very scary man with a gun said, "Stand over here." And I'm like, I've been awake for 24 hours. I don't know how much money do you have? $300? It's $585. And I was like, why? That was genuinely terrifying. I'd never seen a person with a gun before.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to America.
Let me give you a little bit of a warning because obviously that was, a officer of some law enforcement agency. You probably didn't see a ton of it in Vegas, maybe not. But if you ever have any reason to go to Brushwood's compound in Austin, Texas, you might pass a vending machine for a gun in Texas. It's a little different than the rest of the country.
Jesus Christ.
There might be a few in the airport. I don't know.
So guns are to Texas what gambling is to Vegas.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. That tracks.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So what was your so after you made it here, what was your experience? Like, how did that infer your experience going back, and how that going to infer your next plan to come out back out?
I no. So definitely, I'm looking at making sure that my flights are upgraded. There's a part of me that's like, I can go through that again. There's a part of me that's like, just pay it, just pay the upgrade. You know it's better.
There's a big difference between that first class seat or a business class seat and feeling like you just got duct taped to the wall and given a good luck.
Yeah, that's 100% what it felt like, because I did have my back against the wall the whole time, so I could like curl up. But because I take the window seat,
Right.
so there's that. I do have more stuff. I've like actually got an eye mask. I'm like learning how to get to sleep on command, so that I don't have to be awake. Remembering to take snacks and stuff.
Do you drink?
Alcohol? No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I remember, yeah, you don't drink alcohol, so like having a cap at the airport isn't generally an option.
No. Although when I was coming into Vegas, it was like a row of three, and there's me and two Irish women sitting next to me, and I ended up chatting to them because one of them was really annoyed that I said no thanks to the free drink. I just leaned over and she was like, when she comes back and offers you a drink, you take it, you order this, and then you give it to me. I was like,
Yes.
Okay, cool. I've got no problem with that. You get your drink.
Yes, I concur. That is a woman who knows how to get what she wants.
I would have probably taken her position on that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not using it anyway. It's going to go to waste. Fucking go for it. You know? I don't care.
I think I would have. Well, I'm the type of person. If I had been talking to them prior to that drink service happening, I would have done it in the. You want? They're gonna come with free drinks. I don't want a free drink. Do you want a free drink? I'll get it, and you can give it to you. What do you want? So yeah, I'm proactive that way. But that's hilarious, and I can imagine. I want to see if I was on that transatlantic flight. I would think that, yeah, the majority of these people, I would like have. I usually tend to sleep on airplanes. I can do that. I can be unconscious, but I would just want to listen to everybody talking. I've been trying to hone in on conversations because there are going to be so many different accents.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You know, that sounds amazing. I don't even know what they're talking about. I can't understand what they're saying, but it sounds incredible.
I don't know what they're saying, but I like the sound it makes.
Yes, absolutely. Excellent. So apparently you are coming back this time around. Oh, that's what I was going to say. You said snacks. Here's a little travel hack for you. If there's any fast food you like, buy it, bring it to the airport. You just can't do drinks. I've been able to get food. Now, I don't know if you can get the food through the security.
But it might be different on an international flight. But
if there's if the airport has a fast food place inside of it, right? It's a little tick up in price, but order a meal, order a full-fledged meal, and then what you bring with you in your carry-on is foil.
Ooh, that's a good shout.
Yeah. You bring, cause then you have something to wrap it up, or Ziploc bags. Because then you can store it, right? If you don't eat it all, you can store it and eat it for later.
That's a good shout, because I did end up getting like 2 portions of chips at Heathrow Airport, because Heathrow Airport's fancy and they don't have Burger King and McDonald's. It's like, no, we've got this fancy sit-in restaurant. I was like, I just want chips. Just give me chips. And I ended up throwing half of them away. So no, that's a good shout. And I was sitting on the plane like, I want my chips. I just want chips.
Right. So yes, that has been. I usually make sandwiches. I usually make a couple sandwiches. Put the sandwiches in my backpack, and they've all get them through when I come here. You know, get old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly. Just in case if it's a long flight. What's crazy is if we travel. I think the first we travel usually is like when we flew to Florida.
Yeah.
For my birthday from Vegas. You know, it was a 6.5 hour flight, maybe 5.5 hour flight. I packed my sandwiches and I didn't even eat them. You know,
it's just nice to know that they're there.
It's just nice to know that they're there. But I slept. You know, I was unconscious.
That's a win.
Yeah. Also, a thing I figured to do, if possible, this doesn't always work, but if possible, book a flight where you're going to be tired.
Yeah.
Like when your body's already kind of like, I'm ready to kind of go to sleep, or we'll book a flight super early in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not a morning person.
Yeah.
So I'll drag my ass through the airport to get to the plane, and by the time I get, and then once we're in there, my body's like, fine, and I'm out.
Yeah, that's what happened
Awesome.
when I was coming back, because my flight was so late at night. I was like, because I wanted to spend as much time in Vegas as possible, so I'm going to get
Of
the
course.
latest possible flight. So it was already like 10:30 Vegas time. I was like, I'm just tired. And I remember, because I'd stuck my headphones in as well, and accidentally deleted every single song that I downloaded on my phone. Managed to download one before the plane took off. And then ended up falling asleep with that on repeat for 5 hours.
Oh no!
Yeah, it wasn't even a good song. It was like "Not Gonna Die" by Skillet. So it was, appropriate for a transatlantic flight.
I say great mantra. Now, do you download podcasts?
I do, but they were taking a bit longer, so I found that it was.
Oh, gotcha.
I could download a couple of episodes, a couple of songs quicker. But no, I did learn my lesson there, because usually I didn't realise that mine didn't actually download the episodes. Mine streamed the episodes. Right. So when I was on the plane, I was like, why is it not playing? It's like, you do not have connectivity. I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I found that out the first couple times when I started listening to the podcast. Oh, sweet! I listen. I have all this time. I'll be able to get so caught up on my past episodes. And what do you mean? There's an arrow. It's a check mark. It says, "Oh, it's in my playlist. It's not downloaded into my device."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I learned my lesson that way. What about you, Judge? Do you do podcasts on flights? What's your entertainment? Method of choice.
I mean, I do whatever I can to sleep. So it depends on which airline I'm using. A lot of times, if it's Southwest, which is one of the major ones in the U.S. for mostly domestic stuff, and they have some flights down to Mexico and the Caribbean, they have, for no extra cost, I want to say it's a bank of maybe 20 different movies that you can stream, or something like that. So I'll put one of those on that is not a high action movie, preferably something that I've seen before, so I kind of know what's coming and I won't get back into it. I won't be on the edge of my seat or whatever, because I know it's going to happen, and hopefully that'll help lull me to sleep. But I'm also a person that at night will go to sleep with the TV on, so that kind of jives together. So a lot of times it's just that, because for me, the goal is most of the time to sleep. And that's whether it's a 2-hour flight or a 5-hour flight. I just want to zonk and be out, especially if I'm going to Vegas, because I want, whatever extra energy comes with sleeping on that flight, because I'm usually going to Vegas ready to hit it hard and be, a madman. So I'll do that. Sometimes I will pre-download magic lectures or tutorials on magic effects. I have a thumb drive that has just a wealth of stuff on, because it's one of those, like, I don't want to download it on the computer because sometimes those things disappear or whatever, but I've got this little thumb drive that it's one of those ones that on one side is the old school USB, the other side of it is the USB-C, so I can plug it into whatever. They make dualies now. So it's got a ton of stuff. I keep it with me all the time, whether I'm traveling or not, because I won't, if I want to just go through something, I've got it, whether I've got internet connectivity or not. So sometimes it'll be that. Sometimes, I've had times where I've downloaded podcast episodes, but generally speaking, other than back catalogs for some podcasts, I keep mostly up to date on most of the podcasts, give or take a week. Usually, if I'm traveling, I get behind. The holidays, I got behind, but by now I'm caught back up. So, not a ton of podcasts in that regard, but occasionally, depending on the trip, I'll download, like there have been times in going to Vegas, depending on who I'm going with and the mood that I want to get myself in, I'll either download Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas or Vegas Vacation.
Get you in the
Not
mood.
every time, but it's also kind of like one of those, sometimes I'm that lady that you sat beside on the flight being like, give me all the drinks. And sometimes I'm like, leave me all the alone. And, and all of that really depends on, like, if I'm flying solo, which is probably about 60 to 70% of my travel, you generally do not drink on those flights. I just, for whatever reason, any of my drinking is normally a social sort of engagement. If I'm going
just so you didn't have to listen to your wife.
Yeah.
Your kids.
Well, like I said, solo. It sometimes comes into that, like if she's in that mood, or I have certain groups of friends that if I travel with them, they'll kind of instigate that, and I'm certainly going along with it. A buddy of mine and I play this game when we fly on Southwest of how nice can we be to the stewardess the first time, and how many drinks can we end up not paying for by the end of this flight. And we usually get 1 to 2 free drinks each, just purely by being,
pleasant,
nice, which you should be to service industry folks all the time anyway. Yeah. Like it's not like we're especially putting it on, but we know that, and hey, this probably falls into the travel hack category here. That for the most part, we don't have a jingle for that one, but what's this button do?
Travel hacks.
Yeah, there you go. We have all these preloaded things on our soundboard that are not the things that we have, that are just, they have generic names to them, so I don't know what they all are yet. And I'm sure I've clicked them all, but these folks are used to being treated like shit a lot of the time. So sometimes just that little bit of niceness. I'm not even saying to take it up a notch, depending on, who you generally are day to day in the world, but that stuff is noticeable to people who are used to being in a world of dealing with people that for the most part probably act like they can't be pleased no matter what you do. So to flip that script, sometimes, that works out for you. But yeah, that's I always have, like, Southwest actually just sent me 4 drink coupons last night or yesterday in the mail. So I've got those loaded up for the next time I'm on a plane, which as of right now, I think that my next booked flight is coming to Vegas when you guys are coming to Vegas.
Yay.
And
Big Sexy will be back because that will coincide with...
That will coincide my road trip. The Brexit 2023 Barry White farewell tour.
Nice.
Because
I thought you were going to be away for it.
Yeah, it's going to bring us in the first week of April.
He'll be homeless, but
yeah, I'll be nomading. I'll be digital nomading. Where do you like to stay when you come into Vegas, Brogan? Do you have a favorite place yet? Rio. Well, I would assume the Rio.
I've only stayed at 2 hotels, and one of them. So I stayed the first time. I stayed the first 4 nights at the Rio, and then after that I was at the Orleans.
2 great places, 2 great spots.
Yeah. And this time we're staying the whole time at the Rio. We did joke about it, say, "Oh yeah, no, we'll book at the Rio because Penn and Teller, whatever." And then it turned out to be the cheapest, and it's like, "Oh right, okay, we are."
It makes sense. Yeah, it really makes sense. Like it's all fun and games until it makes sense.
Well, exactly. And the posters of Penn and Teller everywhere.
Yes.
Don't go wrong.
Right. You're just smiling no matter where you walk.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Let me ask this: when you travel, do you are you a light packer or a heavy packer? Do you try to bring like your entire wardrobe with you, or do you bring just like do you go mid range? Do you map out? How do you travel clothing wise?
So clothing wise, I'm probably quite a light packer. I'm not big on the clothes. Actual, in general, luggage wise, very heavy packer because
Wait,
I have
what
to
else are you
stick
bringing?
everything. Well, let's look at what I took to Vegas last time. I had
Okay.
2 bottles of whiskey in my case. I had a big bottle of Iron Brew. I have to bring everything. I have to bring all the Scottish goodies in my case. I have to bring all my consoles, all my tech, all my everything. I have to know that if for some
Brogan's a mule.
unknown reason, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like if I get locked in my room, for whatever reason, and
You
have to
do
entertain myself.
entertainment that you need, guys. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, you were coming with bearing gifts in mind.
Yeah, that's the big thing, and I always end up buying so many souvenir things for myself that I need
Right.
all the space that was taken up by gifts will then be filled up with souvenirs and more because I needed to buy an extra backpack when I came back because I stole so much of Paul's comics.
I was gonna say,
Oh, that's right.
I've learned to travel, well, and I don't know how much of this will continue once we're digital nomading because I don't have a home base to store all this shit. I learned the value of packing an empty bag
Yeah.
because then I know the size of it. I don't gotta buy it; it's mine. And I can and if I'm going someplace where I know I'm going to buy a bunch of crap, then I know what size bag I need. And if I need a whole nother suitcase, a lot of times you can get the suitcase sets. The medium suitcase will fit inside the larger suitcase.
Yeah.
And so I would literally put the medium suitcase inside the larger suitcase and then put all my clothes in the medium suitcase and have that zipped up. So then when I got to wherever I was, I now pull that out. And I got a whole fucking large suitcase to put whatever I need in it. You know what I mean? Or a medium suitcase to store all the stuff and then put all my dirty clothes in the bigger suitcase.
It's actually funny you say that because I have actually just ordered myself a new set of cases. I haven't ordered the large one, but that is on the list, and only because the large one is out of stock in the matching color.
What's your color?
It's Eastpak ones I'm looking at, and it's a black denim.
Okay. Oh man. Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, are you gonna put any? Do you sticker your bags? Or do you
I
put any
did.
kind of identifying tags or marks or anything like that on your bags?
So I will do. I don't know what I'll do for these ones, but the ones going to Vegas last time were hard case ones, and I just got my Cricut, so I was testing out cutting vinyl. So I cut out my logo and put that on the case, and it was like ripped to shreds by the time I got to Vegas. And I was like,
Right.
oh well. But I've got a Golden Knights tag that I'm like, that's mine.
We have any? Have we sent Brogan any?
I don't know if I've sent you. I know I've sent you stickers. I don't know if I've sent you luggage tags.
Give me a luggage tag.
Yeah.
We'll send you some luggage
We'll
tags.
send you some luggage tags. How many bags do you have?
I probably have 2, maybe 3, but at least 2.
Okay.
Now, do you check? You carry big enough to check bags, right? And do you check all your luggage, or do you have a carry on with like spare clothes in it?
One will be a carry-on at least.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that was a travel hack that I got hip to long time ago when I was a kid. We got stuck in the Denver airport coming back from one of our family reunions somewhere. And it was overnight, and because we didn't have our luggage, and only thing I had in my backpack was like books, snacks, music, like nothing else. And so, like the clothes I was in I was stinky. I don't want to put on dirty clothes, no place to wash them, whatever. And I went, oh, you know what I could put in my carry-on? Another set of clothes. So if anything like that happens, I have other clothes to wear. So I get the thin pajamas. I just do pajamas, whatever. I love traveling comfortable. I'm all about traveling comfortable. I'm not. I don't need
Yeah.
to be in suits and fancy pants and shirts. Nah, I'm sweats, t-shirt kind of travel. I have a Deadpool hoodie that has I love center pockets. I
Yeah.
love center pockets because I'm a big dude. Trying to fish around and get stuff out of my side pockets is a thing. But if I can go right in the center pocket, it also holds the phone, everything nicely. I can do a quick fill, make sure I got everything. So, yep, those and it's long sleeve, it's perfect. I found perfect travel clothes. So, yeah, and then I'll roll up another pair of clothing in the bottom of my backpack that I usually carry on, or I'll take another carry on that'll have like the important things, plus underwear, toiletries, and stuff like that, and a small sample of the carry on and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm so paranoid that I was so worried that my bags wouldn't make it to Vegas, or that the whiskey and or the Iron Brew would break in my case, and I'd be left with no clothes because they'd be stained orange. I did everything I could, everything that's not edible, or everything that I could get through security in my carry-on was in the carry-on. I was like, just if it can go in there, it's going in there. I will have clothes. I will have this.
Right. Awesome.
So what's I don't want to use the word regrets here, but that's probably things from your first trip to Vegas. What did you miss? What are the things that are on the list of, I forgot to do or didn't have time to do this, and this that you're going to try to do this time through?
So definitely one of the things I wanted to do was like go to Red Rock. But it seems so stupid, but
it's not.
It looks
Red Rock
really
is
cool.
beautiful.
Yeah, we don't really, we have nice looking scenery here, but we don't really have, it's not the same.
There's nice looking scenery in Scotland. I've never heard that before.
But yeah, but that
it's not dry.
Well, exactly. Ours it's nice, but it's wet.
I know some old ladies like that.
So yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to do that I never got around to. This is so stupid, and Wayne hates me for this, right? But I am dragging everyone to Kablip.
Oh,
because I am fascinated.
Just to see it, because didn't it burn down?
Well, that's the thing. Well, there was a fire, but it's still open apparently.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
But I'm desperate to know. What if it's good? What if it's good? What if that's Chris Angel's true calling? I need to know. So yeah, we're
Have
going
you
to
read
go
the
out there.
reviews?
No, I don't want to be spoiled.
Okay, fair enough.
And if we can convince Harrison to go out as well, oh my God, can you imagine?
His picture is behind the fucking cash register. Okay, the moment you walk in there with him, they're gonna be like, "Nope, you guys," and then you're gonna get blackballed too.
We're gonna get my fake moustache. It'll be fine.
And a ball cap. Look, ball cap. If the MCU has taught us anything, ball caps and sunglasses. So all you need for disguise.
You should get him like some swanky looking red leather jacket with, and then he should braid his hair. No, wait. No, somebody's already done that.
No, what I need to do, we need to get him a clipboard and a ladder and just have him confidently walk into the building.
And blacks. Yeah, he's walking confidently. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that is on the list because it's near Valley of Fire. So instead of doing Red Rock, we'll do Valley of Fire.
We can do both. Yeah,
I could do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there for 3 weeks, so plenty
You have
of time.
time. Oh, yeah, you have to have time to do both.
Yeah. Although last time it felt like I was there for about 3 days. I was there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it goes by so fast. Mm-hmm. It goes by so fast. Maybe let's put this into the universe. Maybe one of the days we're here together, we can all hop in the sexy mobile and I can take you guys out to Red Rock.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Red Rock. There's there's this really cool loop that you can drive through. It's a drive-through loop around where you can kind of see the scenery and take you through the canyons and stuff like that. And you can kind of roll through. There's photo op spots that you can stop and take. That would be a really fun thing to do. That'd be really great because the wife is going to be working. and we're going to be staying with our friend MoMA. Shout out to MoMA, who's offered up her home. And we'll have our car, so I'll be able to. Yeah, I can roll us out there. That will be a great treat from me to you guys, because you guys have also been awesome. So
that would be awesome.
I would love to do that. Yeah, and we'll take some really cool photos out there. And all right, let's off air. Let's map all that out and plan all that.
Yeah, add it to the itinerary.
Add it to the itinerary, right? Yeah, I'll make sure the day that the wife has a bunch of clients, unless she wants to go, she may want to go, and in which case, then we'll have to work that situation out as well. But yeah, Red Rock's not too far. Pahrump is a bit further. Valley Fire is further. It's a much more boring drive, as it were.
Yeah. But I think the only other thing than that was David Copperfield, because I never got to see David. I was like, that's stupid. I'm going to see Magic. Why did I not go see David Copperfield? So that's on the list.
Any desire to jump off the stratosphere?
No. I did because so for my travels thing, because I was traveling such a long distance, I thought the best way that my mum and dad could keep track of me was through an Instagram account, and then you can show it to the family, whatever. So I did. When I started at the Stratosphere and was walking down the strip, I took a picture, say, "Oh, it's starting at the Strat, blah blah blah," and my cousin said, "Oh, go up the top of the Strat and jump off," and I was like, "What?" She's like, "No, they've got rides and stuff." I'm like, no. I would like to survive this holiday.
Let me remind you what this Instagram account is called.
This Instagram account is called "Is Brogan Alive?" Which I made as a joke, and my mom was like, "No, that's funny. I'm following it." My dad was horrified.
So the jumping off the stratosphere is safe. It's completely safe and wonderful. I've done it. It's called Sky Jump. I celebrated. For those who don't know, I went on a weight loss journey a while ago, maybe about 10 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, sometime. Went on a weight loss journey. I was over 300 pounds, and once I had several different milestones. And once I reached a milestone, I treated myself I said the goal, because I was too heavy for Sky Jump. Right, they have a weight limit. I said, okay, once I reach the weight limit on Sky Jump, I'm going to do it. And so I reached the goal weight. I was celebrating Prince's birthday, which is June 7th, and I said, all right, sweet. So I'm going to go. I got it. And they take you up to the tower, right? You go up to the tower. You're in a harness. You're in a jumpsuit, right? They attach you to a cable. Right, and it really is, and then they call it Sky Jump. It's really just, it's like taking elevator where you're the elevator. You know what I mean? And it's a vertical zip line, is all it is. It's a vertical zip line. It's funny, the first few seconds, right, when you first step off is exhilarating. Then the machine just catches you, and then it's just slowly letting you down. You just this is great. All right, cool.
What an interesting spin on bungee jumping. Call it a vertical zip line.
Yes, and with the beauty about it's not a bungee.
Okay,
right? There's no bounce. No bounce. It's unlike zip line, like bungee. I'll never do, because if you've mismeasured the bungee, I'm just bouncing dead. And then I'm right. But you can't mismeasure a winch, right? And there's guide cable. It's so very safe. And again, I know I'm saying, let me just put it out there, a disclaimer. I used to work for the Stratosphere. I've had to sell this ride a bunch of times. I got asked about it a gazillion times about jumping off the Stratosphere. Is it safe? Whatever. Yes, there has never been an accident on the Sky Jump that wasn't caused by the person jumping. And the only thing happens is there have been people who get up there, jump, and then they spin around and try to grab onto things and hold on, and then they gotta stop the ride. They gotta pull you.
Yeah.
Beat you. Right. But if you just do it, it's great. They just say 1, 2, 3, go, and then you just leap off. You know, they can't push you, right?
Yeah.
They're not allowed to touch you. So there's so many safety precautions, and it's exhilarating. So I would add that to your bucket list. It's not a bad idea. At least go up to the tower and check it out. You know, well, go to the stratosphere and watch somebody do it. You can go in the landing area, which is on the second floor of the stratosphere, in the sky jump area. You can go out and watch people do it.
Yeah, right. That doesn't sound as bad, because I was imagining like a bungee. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
But if I see, the problem is I don't have a problem with heights. I can climb up something and I can stand there. I have a problem with falling from heights.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Too. And it's not so much the fall that gets you; it's the landing that sucks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This one, and they tell you how to land, you know, and it just jumps down. And even if you don't catch yourself,
Yeah. I might do that, because I mean, there's other stupid things that I'm not, you know, that I would do, because Wayne and I have talked about stuff. We're like, oh, if we ever did a Penn and Teller trip, what would we do? And I was like, well, I'm quite happy to be Teller in these situations and go in the glass box and put the cage of rats on my face. I don't care. You know, stuff like that I'm fine with. You know? Falling from heights, no. Spiders, no.
Especially winged spiders.
Well, exactly. They're not spiders.
Yeah, I'm not doing Australians. Those are monsters.
Yeah.
Australian is the land of monsters.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we might do the strat. I'll see.
Yeah. We'll be happy to yeah, hope well, let me know. Because I may also be able to get you a discount. That's the other thing. You know, I still know people who work there, so
yeah. Speak to Chris, because Chris is the devil. So if anyone's going to convince me to do anything, it's probably him.
Easy. Yeah, I'll send him a message out. Awesome. Brogan, lovely having you here. Normally we would do an external monologue. One, I don't know if we have any. Two, this is a bank episode, so we want people to give us an external monologue to be able to hear it in a timely fashion. So we're going to reserve those from recording and dropping right away.
But if you want to leave one, share your thoughts at prankcall.me. Brogan, how do they find you on your now various podcast endeavors?
My accidental more than one podcast. I'm everywhere at 7 billion needles, as Wayne likes to say, the numeral 7 and the words billion in needles. Hey Buddy Nice Podcast at Nice Pod Bud. I'm occasionally a guest host on Who Scoops at Who Scoops or at the Microscoop. Follow Chris. So yeah, just come talk to me. I'm not scary, I promise. You might not understand what I'm saying because it's a thick accent, but you know, I'm friendly, I promise.
That's the other. Oh wait, before we continue, that's the other thing. Now that you're coming back to Vegas, has anybody asked you if you're getting married?
Not yet, but I mean, as we know, the conditions to ask for my hand in marriage is you must win Mouth, Finger, Butthole, and you must have all real Pokemon cards. So,
I didn't hear that. I didn't know the second requirement.
Yeah, you must have all real Pokemon cards. So we'll see. We'll see whoever wins at the 1,000th episode. You know, if they got their own... as long as, because Matt, Paul, and Jacob can obviously veto anything. Matt
of course they can.
Right. But yeah, those are the conditions to ask for my hand in marriage.
What I really want is somebody to show up with the entire set of real Pokemon cards, be like, just staring you down, like looking at you. I
mean, I might be able to forgive one condition for another.
Yeah,
you know.
Like, okay. And I'm entering the contest, and I've been practicing.
And the worst thing is, don't play chicken with me because you will lose. You know, because Damon won it at Scoop Fest, and I'm like, if he said, "Will we just do it?" I was like, "Yeah, Let's just fucking do it right here. Let's
Right.
fucking get married. Let's go.
You have no idea how much I was hoping that something like that would happen because I'm an efficient.
Yes, I remember you saying.
I'm like, well, if it happens and you want to do it, I'll be down to sign, and I'm pretty sure we can find it. There's 1,000 witnesses that would be willing to sign off on that. We'd have to get Matt Donnelly as the witness.
Oh my God!
Because that would make it. It has to be epic. If we're gonna do it, it has to be epic.
Yeah,
it has to be a great story at least. Excellent.
So,
well, Judge, where can they find you?
Pretty much at Psychic-ish on most of the social media. And by the time that this episode drops, judgmentalist.com will be live.
Nice.
That is currently a work in progress, but should be done any day now. So,
yeah, everybody I've told about your name change agrees, concurs. Congratulations, good job. Yeah. Judgmentalist flows much more easier than the almost psychic. Yeah, it's a better.
How about you?
It's better in the mouth. For those who are looking for me, I'm at Who Is Big Sexy, at all places. However, I have been toying with a slight addition in returns of this podcast. I might start. I don't know because right now I'm managing 4 Instagram accounts, and I don't know I want a 5th or 6th. But I thought about starting Where Is Big Sexy. Starting a Where Is Big Sexy account that is specifically focused on anytime we travel somewhere new. Right, and do a Where Is Big Sexy. So listeners, if you would like me to start Where Is Big Sexy as an Instagram account and a vlogging account, hit us up. Let us know. But right now you can catch me at Who Is Big Sexy across the board. And then you can catch us at Big Sexy Nomad.
It's funny that you mentioned that idea of Where Is Big Sexy, because this podcast is hosted on anchor.fm. And obviously we've got it set up that you can go to bigsexynomad.com, and that just forwards to where it is because we don't have a legit website yet. But you could also go to anchor.fm/where is big sexy, and that takes you to this podcast.
Yeah, that was what prompted the thought process of it. When you mentioned that early on, right? At the very beginning. The very beginning.
We even started, yeah.
Before we even started, Where's Big Sexy? So yes, if you guys would like that as Instagram handle, let us know. We you know what, we do need more interaction. Just shout out, message us, hit us up on the socials. Brogan, you guys have been doing this for a while. Have you been getting any kind of interactive growth on your guys' podcast?
Yeah, I think that. And this just makes me laugh. Anything that's making fun of Wayne gets great traction.
All right,
including
make fun of Wayne.
Yeah,
I think the episode title the episode title of this episode should be "In Australia There Are Monsters."
Yes.
Yeah.
With the Scottish host of.
Yeah, right. With the Scottish host of Everybody Nice podcast.
I will definitely have to write that down because by the time this airs, I will probably have forgotten that. So
yeah. Oh, you can edit it right here, right now.
Yeah. But then I have to keep kicking the can down. I have to schedule it for a time, don't I?
No. Right now on the thing, you should be able to edit.
Oh, edit the title of it in here.
The title in here.
So it's. I've already forgotten. So help me out.
In Australia, there are monsters. Listeners, you're getting some behind the scene magic right now. Enjoy.
Yeah. I don't
Normally we
have
say we cut this part out, but we don't edit shit here. So
that's right. Here's my production meeting jingle. Is that the same as the last one?
Of course it is.
I definitely hit. Let's compare and contrast here because I hit 2 different buttons. This one is labeled Transition 2. See, it's a little.
Oh, that was
bigger.
That was bigger. Okay.
That first one hit a brick wall. The second one hit a tin wall.
Yeah. That's it.
Very good. Very good.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed. Wait, we have outro music, don't we?
That's right. This is actual music. That's not just the stock stuff. We know what this sounds like.
Safe travels.
We haven't quite synced that up yet, though. But
it sounded
next
nice.
time.
It sounded good. Bye.